An F-35 fighter jet doesn't just come with a price tag of around $80 to $90 million per unit. It's the gateway to a half-century of ongoing expenses that dwarf the initial purchase. We're talking maintenance, spare parts, cutting-edge software updates, rigorous pilot training, hardware upgrades, seamless allied interoperability, and even the subtle threads of international politics. The F-35 isn't merely a sleek piece of aviation engineering, it's airpower delivered as a service, much like your favorite streaming platform, but with stakes that involve global security and taxpayer dollars. This model transforms one-time buys into perpetual revenue streams, binding nations to long-term commitments that ensure dominance in the skies while securing steady profits for the contractors behind it. In an era where defense budgets are scrutinized more than ever, understanding this subscription-like approach reveals how modern warfare has evolved from hardware sales to ecosystem dependencies, where the real value lies in the endless cycle of support and enhancements. 1. Who cashes the long receipt? Lockheed Martin stands as America's undisputed titan in the defense contracting world, the largest by far in terms of revenue and influence. In 2024, the company reported a whopping $71 billion in net sales, marking a solid increase from $67.6 billion the previous year, with over 70% of that revenue directly linked to U.S. government contracts. But Lockheed isn't just in the business of assembling weapons. It's a master at converting vast sums of taxpayer money into a multifaceted empire that includes high-tech jobs across the country, strategic exports that bolster U.S. alliances, and diplomatic leverage that shapes foreign policy. Think of it as the Pentagon's outsourced factory floor, where innovation meets industrial might. As one seasoned program officer once quipped in industry circles, "We don't buy metal, we buy schedules and promises," a nod to how these contracts prioritize timelines, performance guarantees, and long-term reliability over mere materials. This setup not only employs tens of thousands, over 122,000 people as of recent counts, but also weaves Lockheed into the fabric of American economic policy, making it a key player in everything from job creation in swing states to advancing technologies like hypersonics and space systems. The company's backlog, hovering around $160 billion, provides years of visibility, ensuring that even in uncertain times, the cash flow remains robust and predictable. 2. The F-35 as a subscription. The F-35 Lightning II program holds the dubious honor of being the most expensive weapons initiative in human history, with lifecycle costs now projected to exceed a staggering $2.1 trillion over its extended 94-year span, from development starting in 1994 through sustainment until 2088. Recent production lots peg the average cost of an F-35A at about $82.5 million per jet, while the B and C variants climb higher, to $109 million and $102.1 million respectively. Yet, this upfront price is merely the entry fee. The real financial commitment unfolds over decades through sustainment, software evolutions, training regimens, and mid-life upgrades that lock operators into a continuous payment cycle. According to the Government Accountability Office, GAO, sustainment costs alone have ballooned by 44% since 2018. Jumping from $1.1 trillion to $1.58 trillion by 2023, even as planned flight hours have been scaled back. A NATO official's analogy rings true. It's a marriage with no divorce, where divorce would mean abandoning billions in investments and compromising national security. This subscription model ensures that nations like the US, UK, and Australia, part of the program's international consortium, remain tethered to Lockheed's ecosystem, paying annually for everything from engine overhauls to cybersecurity patches. In 2023, operating and support costs for the F-35 fleet already surpassed $5 billion, highlighting how these recurring expenses constrain even the most generous defense budgets. The program's sheer scale, with over 1,000 jets delivered worldwide, amplifies this effect, turning what could be a one-off acquisition into a generational financial obligation that funds innovation but also raises questions about cost efficiency in an age of fiscal scrutiny. 3. Selling the jet and the lock. From the moment a deal is inked, what's truly being sold isn't just a fighter jet. It's a comprehensive capability package laced with proprietary lock-in mechanisms that ensure ongoing dependency. Spare parts and depot-level maintenance are meticulously calibrated to meet stringent availability targets, often requiring exclusive contracts that sideline third-party providers. Mission data files, which update threat libraries in real time, and advanced onboard diagnostics dictate not only whether a jet takes off but how effectively it performs in dynamic combat scenarios. Pilot and maintainer training, delivered through state-of-the-art simulators, along with periodic block upgrades, keep the fleet at the cutting edge, yet all of this comes at a premium, fostering a reliance that's hard to break. This same lock-in dynamic extends beyond aviation. Take the High Mobility Artillery Rocket System, HIMARS, where initial launcher sales during conflicts like Ukraine's defense spike immediate revenue. But it's the subsequent years of rocket resupplies, precision calibration services, and routine maintenance that transform those surges into reliable annuities. Lockheed's strategy here mirrors tech giants like Apple or Microsoft, where hardware is the hook, but the ecosystem of services and updates generates the bulk of profits, ensuring that operators can't easily switch without massive disruptions. 4. Industrial policy by procurement. The F-35's supply chain isn't an accident, it's a deliberate masterpiece of industrial policy, sprawled across 45 U.S. states and involving thousands of suppliers, making program cancellation politically toxic as it would eliminate jobs in congressional districts nationwide. This dispersion creates a built-in constituency for sustained funding, blending economic stimulus with national security. Add in foreign military sales, where allies like Japan, South Korea, and Israel host final assembly lines or maintenance hubs, and the program synchronizes global partners to the same rhythm of spares procurement, joint training exercises, and software harmonization. The U.S. defense budget provides the bedrock. For FY 2025, the Department of Defense requested $849.8 billion. Similar binds appear in missile defense systems like THAAD and Aegis, which integrate host nations into U.S.-controlled sensor networks and command structures, intertwining budgets, employment opportunities, and strategic alliances into an unbreakable rope. This procurement as policy approach not only secures Lockheed's revenue but also advances U.S. interests by fostering dependency among allies, ensuring that American technology standards dominate global defense architectures for generations. 5. Why Wall Street favors the model. Wall Street adores Lockheed's business model for its resilience. High upfront fixed costs give way to low marginal costs once platforms are certified and production scales up. Software licenses, proprietary parts, and iterative upgrades generate royalty-like recurring revenues that are insulated from economic downturns, thanks to multi-year congressional funding authorizations. Lockheed operates like a sophisticated systems lessor combined with a data maintainer, leasing air superiority, space dominance, and missile precision. This setup yields event-driven upsides, such as surges in orders amid geopolitical tensions, while policy support from Washington acts as a moat against competition. Analysts often highlight how this annuity-style revenue stream, bolstered by government-backed stability, positions Lockheed as a defensive stock in volatile markets, rewarding shareholders with consistent dividends and buybacks. 6. The trade-off. Advocates champion this subscription approach for its deterrence value, arguing it forges truly interoperable, data-driven allied air power that's upgradable and mission-decisive in high-stakes scenarios. Yet, the inherent trade-off swaps efficiency and flexibility for standardization, fostering dependence on a single contractor and concentrating power in ways that can stifle competition. The broader public debate transcends operational success, did the planes work, and probes deeper. Who pockets the economic surplus from these trillion-dollar programs, and who controls the all-important update logs that could redefine capabilities overnight? Dependence comes in many forms: packaged in agricultural seeds, embedded in software code, or mounted on supersonic wings. Lockheed Martin masterfully sells all varieties through the F-35 and its expansive catalog, spanning rockets, rotors, missile shields, and satellites. The F-35 transcends being a mere fighter. It's a 50-year service contract, denominated in dollars but executed through the lens of geopolitics, where every upgrade reinforces U.S. primacy. As defense evolves toward autonomous systems and space domains, this model may only grow, challenging us to balance innovation with accountability. Stay curious, stay sharp.